What is up? What is up? YouTube, how y'all doing? Hey, check this out, man. I got my little new toy playing and everything. So when the time is right, you might hear this. Man, get out of here. Yeah. I'll go home. Hey, go home, y'all. Anyway, check it out, man. Without a doubt, man. Jaguar Wright exposes. Hey, I ordered 2 Jaguar Wright t-shirts, right? And it took so long to come. I thought I did something wrong, so I ordered it again because I want to support. You know, Uncle Mike loved to support people. I went to the Philippines. We about to go to the Bahamas. Went to the Philippines. I come back from the Philippines. I got 2 more shirts. So I got 4 shirts now. Anyway, check it out. Jaguar Wright exposed the Katt Williams setup. The dark cost of fame. Welcome to the party. Dr. Umar. Lord have mercy. Oh, speaking of Dr. Umar, I went up there and filmed these buildings. I'm going to call them buildings, y'all. So y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy.
We're together back in the day. Did y'all talk about this crazy stuff in this industry? Were y'all talking about this?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Drama been around way before your mama was born. Street stars. Shout out to the street stars, baby. Yeah. Disclaimer.
And then I saw this video.
I don't know why everybody
notes.
It never amazes me exactly how insane the internet becomes. And then I saw this video, and it explained everything.
What video is that, Jack?
Well, there's a content creator that just did a video, and she actually did the research, and I went and I checked. I don't like running with anything that I see. I like to make sure that it's real before I say anything. 51% of the internet is all bots. Might be more.
Yeah. They say the internet's not a real place.
What? Wait a minute. 51%? So more than half of the internet is bots and AI and all that type of stuff. Is that what you're saying? Hey, it could be true. How would we know? How can we tell? Everybody who real, raise your hand. See, they wrong. They wrong. If y'all if you ain't raise your hand, then you're a robot. Here we go, man.
What do you
For
say
the
to
most
that?
part, it isn't.
Right.
And it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. Have you seen the negative black AI channels where it's supposed to be a bunch of black people acting like fools, but it's not real, it's AI?
I have not gotten to that yet, but I'm definitely going to check that out now.
That's crazy.
What is she saying?
Why would you need a fake channel of black people acting at their worst?
Maybe to destroy us, I guess.
I don't get it. I don't look. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, Jack.
Let the good times roll.
Right. So,
what's the name of the channel? I want to look it up.
Katt Williams. There's a lot going on right now.
Is it? Is it a lot going on with Katt Williams right now? Or is there just a lot of stuff going on around Katt Williams' name? Because Katt Williams really isn't saying or doing anything.
Yeah, he's not saying anything.
He's on hiatus. His tour is supposed to start back up, the next leg of it. He's not saying anything. He's not doing anything. But there's a lot of action around his name. I would have to agree about that.
Right. Did you ever meet Reggie, Carroll?
No, not that I know of, not that I can remember. If I had of, I would have offered an official condolence. I think it's always terrible when somebody in the arts community passes away before their time or unnecessarily. And there's a lot of people that seem to have a lot of amazing things to say. Now, there are people that we do know in common mutually, but can't say that I know him.
Mm.
And if I did meet him, I don't really remember, but yeah, nah. It's wild because it seems like, he had been making the rounds for quite some time out of Baltimore and then finally started to get, a little push and then he got this and then boom. No pun
Um,
intended.
Corey Holcomb said, Reggie was no joke.
He's not the only person that said it. There's
Right.
like 20 different people
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that
They
have
said
said it.
he would play comedian and security.
I mean, I guess that's one way to make sure you always get paid. You want to know what I didn't understand?
So,
Why people felt the need to keep pushing that because everyone said the same thing. Oh, Reggie, he's a great dude. He's a pit bull. Yeah, he's a dog. Yeah, he do this and he do that. Like, there was this other comedian, and his name is slipping my mind, and it's probably best that it does. But he had, you know, he was sitting with some other content creators on YouTube, and I'm going to really try to avoid saying anybody's name because I'm really not trying to start nothing. Not for real, for real. It might slip out though. I might lose it and say a name somewhere in the midst of all of this. But he was saying how he told this whole story about how Reggie was this kind of dude and Reggie was that kind of dude, and how there was one night that he wasn't even around. And Reggie was at some comedy event. I guess he was doing security that night. He wasn't a comedian that night. He was doing security. And so he ran up on somebody that was talking badly about this guy. And he corners the guy and calls the comedian and gets on the phone with him and says, what you want me to do? Because I can break him down and I can do this and I can do that and I can knock him out and yada, 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 whoopty, whoopty, whoop. You tell me what to do and I got it. And the guy was like, that's just the kind of good-hearted dude Reggie was, and I had to tell him, no, let him live. It's okay, it's all right.
Mm.
And I'm just like, hey, that sounds a little unhinged to me. Like, and coming from somebody who used to be wild in my younger days, and don't get me wrong, I've had my fair share of, scuffles and squabbles and all kinds of stuff. But I'm really glad to know that in the past 15 years of my life, people don't have stories like that to tell about me anymore.
Mm.
They might have a lot of other stuff to say, but there's not a whole lot of stories about me, being, wild, reckless, putting myself in danger or putting anyone else in danger. And it makes you wonder if people want people to see him as a victim in all of this. Why are they spending so much time painting him out to be somebody who's really emotional, who gets out of themselves quite easily and needs to be, like even Corey, when Corey was, before he even got into everything that happened for what he knew, because the thing is there were a lot of people that were saying a lot about this case and had no official information at all. There was this story, there was that story, there was this story, there was that story, and nobody would corroborate where they got the story from. Because they didn't get it from the news. So who did they get it from?
right.
So anyway, and even Corey was like, yeah, this one night, and I had to grab him. He was 5'9", you know what I mean? But he was, he was strong, and Corey is a big guy. He said, I had to grab him and I had to pull him. And he came back to me. He was like, man, I'm glad you pulled me by my collar. And you know, I don't know. And once
What did you think
again,
of? What did you
everyone
think
talks
about?
about what a great guy he is. I just don't understand why the first stories that people need to tell are the most negative. You know what I haven't heard people talk a lot about? His jokes.
Mm.
Like, of all of the things that people are talking about, Reggie, yeah, because Reggie's this and Reggie's that. And he wasn't on the Knockout Kings of Comedy tour for nothing because he could knock somebody out. And he could do this and he could do that. But I'm still waiting to hear what his best joke was.
Me too. I've been trying to, I'm not downplaying it at all. I'm just saying everybody, especially when one YouTuber had a video out that said he was more funnier than Katt Williams. That's why Katt Williams had him offed. Pow, pow. You can't say the K word. Q. Can't say that word. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, now, wait a minute. That's a stretch. So you mean to tell me because somebody is funnier than, or somebody is better than me, somebody got a better YouTube channel than me, I'm going to off them? Is that what you're saying? It was Katt Williams' tour. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make sense for a Katt Williams, for all he did on his own. He done got this far on his own, and then he gonna turn around and that's crazy, man. Oh, that's my bullshit. Bullshit. There you go.
Like, with all of the people that are talking about how terrible this is, why is no one talking about his artistry? And why is the first thing that people are talking about is how physically unhinged and volatile he could be? If I was him, I'd be pissed. Like, I just got laid out, and the first thing y'all want to talk about is me knocking people out?
Damn.
Oh, you're such a good dude. We was family. We was this, we was that. I don't hear a lot of people talking about a lot of other things regarding his character other than how he could knock somebody out. I think that's kind of weird.
I keep saying, man, I think they started joning on each other, and I don't know what part of the world you're from, but they cracking jokes on each other basically, and it went too far. And the bodyguard dude was like, man, you better come on, man, I'm just playing with you, and everybody laughing. He's cracking up a joke. Everybody laughing. Or was it just them two in the house or whatever? It's too many missing pieces to this pie to come up with a conclusion. But I think the boy kirked off to shoot somebody 5 times and y'all knew each other. Come on, man.
I don't know. What do you think? Maybe I'm tripping.
That's a good take on it, because I haven't heard any of that either. What did you feel about
when people talk to me about Bernie Mac? It's real hard to talk about Bernie Mac without reciting or repeating one of his best jokes.
Exactly.
Now, that's facts.
That's facts.
If you talk about Red Fox, one of the when you talk about a great comedian,
you hear the joke.
If I say Dolomite,
you know the jokes.
Right.
A signified monkey stepped on the lion's feet, and the monkey said, "Can't you see?" Like, they talk about how great he is. They talk about him being a comedian, but they also talk about him being a bouncer. But everyone seems to have a story about how he was quick to get out of his body and put his hands on people.
Wow.
That's the first thing they talk about. That's the main thing they talk about.
See, I never heard that. I didn't know that. See, that's why it's good to get this info, because now that puts a whole nother twist on this daggone thing. And Katt Williams trying to help these people. He was on tour. Or am I wrong? Am I wrong? Maybe help me out. Help me to help you.
Don't know why. He's a victim in all of this. Why y'all trying to paint him out to be some kind of monster?
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel about Monique and what she said about the situation, kind of blaming Katt Williams for it and all that?
Damn, she blamed Katt?
I don't know. I really didn't. I didn't go when I heard people talking about Monique, and it was weird. It was weird. I didn't want to see it. I did go and look at some other people that know Katt Williams. I was really looking to see who was going to speak up for Katt.
Right.
That's what I went to go check. Who was talking about this Reggie Carroll situation,
Mm-hmm.
and who was going to speak up for Katt? You would have thought that there would have been a lot more people. I don't think anybody of a recognizable name that I've seen has spoken up for him at all.
Mm.
Not at all. Not in any way. Not by any means. Like, I feel bad for Monique. I think she's in a bad situation. I think she's in a terrible situation. I think she cares about everybody involved, and I think, I think she's trying to say the best thing she can. I don't know. It's weird. This whole situation is weird. It's funny though, because the one thing that stood out to me when I started seeing the content creators, especially certain content creators that were going after this right away, or as soon as it became available to the public. Number one, why wasn't any of this on the news? That was the first thing that come to my mind.
Yeah, this should be big news, real big news.
Why wasn't any of this on the news? Like, and I get it. It happened, Tennessee, Mississippi state line, but even still, national news is all over social media.
I wonder was it on the news in those states?
Why did we see more about this on the news? And if it wasn't on the news like that, and nobody was there except for these two gentlemen, allegedly, that's what they're saying. That's what, the authorities are saying. How did all of this information make it to the internet? You got this Billy Sorrells guy.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be the number one stepper for going after Katt Williams on this story. Like, he didn't waste no time. He went to social media, called the man out, said all kinds of things, and talked about his character, talked about his, his intimate whatever. But it was the way he started it off. You the truth teller, right? You the one that knows everybody's business.
Right.
You could talk about all of this other stuff. Why aren't you talking about Reggie? Well, number one, whatever he had to say in that interview with Shay Shay, it didn't have anything to do with Reggie Carroll, did it? So I'm trying to figure out how one thing has something to do with the other. Everybody's talking about, oh, he was a brother, and him and Katt were so close. Were they? Do we really know how close they were? Then people want to make a big deal. It's Katt Williams' house. People said that they seen him at that house. So just because you see somebody at a residence, that instantly means they own it? Maybe fans were watching him go in and out. I don't know. What I do know is that it was owned by a corporation and it was leased to a corporation. And Reggie and Mr. Carroll and Mr. Williams, what's his name, Trinell or something like that?
Yeah, Trinell, Marquise Williams.
Yeah, Mr. Williams were roommates there. Then you want to hear people saying, oh, well, if they was down there working with Katt, why weren't they staying at Katt's house? Katt has always, as far as I can remember, kept certain parts of his life separate. You know, when he had the house in Marina Del Rey in LA, his children didn't live there. The only people that came there were the people that were working, that were writing for the Adult Swim show and writing jokes, you know, working with him on his comedy specials. His children lived in a completely different other house. And he went back and forth.
Right.
People that know him know that he's always lived his life compartmentally. So for people to make a big deal about, well, it was supposed to be Katt's house. Well, it's not Katt's house. It was leased to the LLC. Yeah, but I don't understand. If he was down there with him, why wasn't he staying in his house? Like, people seem to be making a big deal about a lot of things.
Mixing business with pleasure.
And the one thing that I'm seeing that's real huge right now is that people are going after whistleblowers. Heavy right now. Matter of fact, ever since the Diddy verdict came in and Diddy hasn't gotten out of jail, social media has become quite insufferable for anybody that's a whistleblower. People are going out of their way to pick fights. People are going out of their way to create little troll legions, to go inside people's chats, go to people's websites, do this, do that. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. And up until now, Katt has pretty much been exempt from all of that. Matter of fact, of all of the whistleblowers that really didn't, you know, that was really getting a lot of heat during this whole Diddy trial and the verdict and all of that, Katt was like the only one that nobody was really saying anything about. Am I wrong?
That's true.
Matter of fact, I asked somebody that a few weeks back, the way you come at me, the way you come at this person and that person, y'all ain't saying nothing about Katt. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. And then I heard, you know, oh man, oh, look at Katt, and everyone was so hot for him to be involved. Like, I've never seen people like want somebody to be involved in a tragic situation so bad. Meanwhile, not saying that Reggie Carroll wasn't popular, not saying that he wasn't building up his repertoire, but he definitely didn't have the kind of national awareness that Katt Williams does, and now he does. Now everybody knows who he is. And it's just interesting, especially this Billy Sorrells guy. Like, he's running around. Katt's gonna do this, and this is gonna happen, and that's gonna happen. It's like he wants to be the oracle of bad news. He's such a Cassandra. He's got it all figured out. And now Katt has been cleared, or at least that's what the authorities said on the news finally after they did their investigation. Oh, he ain't said nothing. He ain't said nothing. Well, maybe the reason why he didn't say anything is because of all of you. Or maybe his lawyer may have instructed him that it's best for him not to say anything publicly. Now they're saying that the family got paid off. But don't believe it. He's really involved. He's really involved. And it's like, it sucks. Because they all keep going back to, oh, well, he said this and he knew that and he said this and now he's quiet and now he, like, I don't know. To me, it kind of seems like people want him to be involved. And the one thing that I do know, especially when it comes to whistleblowers who speak out and who speak out fearlessly on really, really heavy matters, they don't always orchestrate situations to trap them up, to make them look bad. Sometimes they just wait for something bad to happen, and then there's the opportunity to pile on. which is why I've had absolutely nothing to say about it. It's kind of wild to see how many, everyone talks about how this was Reggie Carroll's big break. And Katt's the person that gave it to him. There's a lot of comedians that's talking a lot of stuff. And there's some of them that have, high value. Did y'all give Reggie that opportunity? Like, I just find it funny. Because a lot of the people that's on tour with Katt are a lot of the people that was getting overlooked by Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these Illuminati people. And you hear a lot of that. There's a lot of that being said. Oh, well, people on the tour said Katt be acting up, and people on the tour said Katt be hitting on he be abusing the women on the tour. People on the tour said, well, why ain't any of these people coming forward and saying it themselves?
Whoa, facts.
Other than Monique, apparently. And from what I heard, she didn't have a lot to say either. Did I go and listen to it? No, I didn't. I heard what other people had to say. Matter of fact, what did she say? I want to hear you say.
So the clip that I personally saw, it was just, I kind of.
Jaguar's a bad apple scrapple. I would have been like, look here, we not interviewing me, we interviewing you. She done flipped it. I want to hear what did you say? What did you, look, she done flipped it on him and he trying to answer it. What? Nah, baby, this ain't an interview about me. This is about you. Watch this.
And from what I heard, she didn't have a lot to say.
She didn't have a lot to say.
Did I go and listen to it?
Jaguar
no,
bad.
I didn't. I heard what other people had to say. Matter of fact, what did she say? I want to hear you say.
So the clip that I personally saw, it was just, I kind of seen it through a kind of like a third party, the YouTube when they show stuff, but just. She was basically just trying to say like it's the company he keeps and stuff like that, and he had to have something to do with it, pretty much.
Now, did she say?
I knew it was gonna be a struggle answer. Let me listen this time.
Company he keeps and stuff like that, and he had to have something to do with it, pretty much.
Now, did she say that, or is that what somebody else said? She said. And are we sure that wasn't AI? Because I heard somebody come after her saying that she was fronting on the whole situation and that she wasn't holding anybody accountable and that she was trying to make it seem like he died of natural causes when, his life was taken.
Right. Well, this YouTube and AI stuff is.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Because she was, one instance, she's not saying anything, and now she's saying, and was the voice clip from her, or was it something that somebody said they heard her say?
Right.
I'm asking you.
And I had to go look at it and see it again.
See what I'm saying? Totally like, it's real confusing. Right. Because you got all these content creators that are saying that this is what these people said on the road, and this is what these people said on the road, and this is what people that worked on the tour said, and this is what people said about this, and they said that this guy was a hothead, and they said that him and Katt, they attitudes, wouldn't have meshed up, and he wouldn't have did this, and it wouldn't have did that, and everyone's saying what everyone's saying except for the people that was actually there. Like, there's a lot of mouthpieces online.
Right.
A lot of mouthpieces.
Facts.
Y'all got all of these people that's saying all of this stuff on the road. Then do yourself a favor. Have yourself a viral moment. Bring them onto your platform. Let them say it themselves. And don't have them do it over the phone. Have them come, hit the link, and cam up. Like, is that not weird? All these people that's on the road that's got all this information to pass around and ain't nobody coming forward saying anything.
Right.
Except for the clout chasing, hating people that have their own essay stories, because that Billy Sorrell person, if you go and you check his pedigree, he got a lot of wild stuff going on. And he's been accused of, being, on the homo side of things. Which I find funny because now he wants to come out and say that it's Katt and it's this and that. And it's just, it's a whole lot of who shot John. Except for none of the people that was actually around in there. There ain't nobody saying nothing.
Jack, you know Katt Williams pretty good, right?
I haven't seen him in years, but when I knew him, yeah.
What would you say about the company that he keeps?
I think he keeps an interesting cast of characters around him at all times. I was always kind of confused at some of the people that he kept around him back then, which is why, I pushed on when it was time for things to come to an end. I didn't go back begging, please, bring me back into your good graces or anything like that. No. Like, it wasn't like that. It wasn't that kind of situation, not at all. And it's wild because it's situations like this that make it almost impossible for someone to defend their character, especially if people are convinced to want to believe the worst in your character. Because what I think it is that everybody just wants to see him take an L on this one. And I'm just trying to figure out why. Why does everyone have such a vested interest in seeing Katt Williams take the fall for this or go down for this or be responsible for this or set it up or done this or done that? And the only thing that makes sense to me is y'all want him to be bad because Diddy is still in jail. Rock Nation is looking really bad, and all of you Shluminati people, you're all looking real bad right now. So y'all need the people that pointed it out to look even worse, don't you? That's what makes sense to me. That's what I see. And it's kind of disgusting because in my opinion, there's a lot of people that should be speaking up for Katt right now that's not. There's a lot of people on that tour that probably should have had something else to say other than what's being said, even though they're not saying it themselves. They're just on the phone talking to content creators who are using it to run it up, And then now, for the first time in my algorithm, in Rec TV, I seen it for the first time. Reggie Carroll featured a Knockout Kings of Comedy. I've never even seen it in the algorithm before. It's wild because everybody was talking about what a big special that was. And everybody was talking about how much, money it made and how much noise it made and how that was the thing that got him to the Katt Williams Heaven on Earth tour. So why is it just showing up in the algorithm now? I don't know.
Do you feel like Shannon Sharp? She be speaking up?
What is Shannon going to say? Half of the trouble that Shannon's in right now, the heat's on him because he let Katt come in and run down on the whole damn industry and didn't stop or edit it.
Damn, that's true.
Ain't it funny? All that money he made off that Katt Williams and he turned around and give it to a little OnlyFans girl.
Damn.
And they gonna make sure it's impossible for him to hold on to any kind of dollar. Like I think people are in crisis right now. And I think people are gonna stay in crisis until they get the verdict and see who's next on the chopping block. Like there's a whole lot of conversation going around Shluminati people right now. The Young Thug business is wild all over the place. Rock Nation, every other week, there's something else bad coming up and coming forward. I don't know if you guys are looking into what's going on with the investigation into the Block Corporation and the whole CashApp thing and the alleged large, hundreds of $millions, large potential money laundering to the Jigga Man through CashApp, There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on that a lot of people ain't talking about.
Mm.
Even the Demore Hadley case, there's a lot more people that should be talking about that. There's a lot more people that should be hearing the kind of stuff that's going on in the backdrop. But to be able to have Katt Williams' name out there and attached to somebody being unalived at a property that's associated with him, whether closely or loosely in any way, it's now the story is he paid off all the officials and he paid everybody off, and I mean that's an interesting take on it. But when I look at his pedigree, he's been arrested like 20 some odd times by the authorities for crimes that he could never be convicted of.
Right.
I don't see somebody who's been abused by the law as much as he's been abused by the law, all of a sudden now being buddy enough with the law to pay everybody off for a crime that allegedly he wasn't even around for. Like, that's the thing. Can anybody put him at the scene of anything? Can anybody put his DNA on anything? You honestly think he don't got surveillance cameras on any of those properties, whether he's living there or not? Ain't that odd? In a day and age where Granny got a ring cam on everything. This house was attached to the LLC for, his merch. I'm sure there's some cash and carry and all of that going on. Where the cameras at? They ain't got no cameras?
Right.
A celebrity of his gargantuan, and there's no cameras? Like even the T Hood situation with the Frost girl. She had cameras in her house.
Right.
You telling me ain't no cameras around at all? Has anybody else asked that other than me?
That makes sense.
No, seriously.
Nah,
Not one
seriously.
surveillance camera anywhere near Katt's actual residence or the residence where, people said that, Reggie was moved, that they waited 24 hours and then it wasn't 24 hours. Like there's a million different stories. A million about what happened to the man, this man at the end of his life. Like, there's no cameras, no surveillance cameras anywhere at all. I don't know. It all sounds a little thin to me. What about you?
Yeah, when you put it like that, Jag, you made me rethink a lot of things about this case.
Like you Katt Williams and you living, you know what I'm saying, in the upper crust of Mississippi where there's still all kinds of racism, and there might be some people in the area that ain't too comfortable with a black man like you with your kind of background just being able to come in and cop a couple of residents, and you living better than everybody else and people that's been there their whole life trying to get in. And I don't know, I can't see there not being any surveillance at all.
Yeah.
And if the cops were going to be investigating, I'm sure that the first thing they would have done is pull them cameras. But the one thing that everybody wants everybody to know is that Reggie Carroll wasn't no joke. He was a great guy and he was a good comedian and he had been in the community for a long time and he ain't had no problem putting his hands on people and knocking people out. Like y'all could have edited all that.
Right.
Like for real, I'm just saying, if it were you, would you want
No, I don't want you. No.
people running around talking about Yeah, man. Yo, man, he was a fool, man. Yo, he was just run up on and just knock him out. Yo, it's just like, yeah, he was wild. He was a wild bull. Oh, yeah, man, he was a pit bull. Yeah, man, he was a dog. Like, why would you want to refer to a black man as a dog? Because the second that you say that, what you're saying is this is a person who suffered from, the ability to control themselves.
Right.
Like when you hear people say, "Oh man, he ain't had the common sense of a dog," like that's not a compliment in any way, is it?
No.
Meanwhile, nobody seems to know what happens. The authorities haven't made it public knowledge yet at why his life needed to come to an end and why someone who's taller than him, who was also working security, needed to pick up a big boom boom
A shotgun,
and hit him multiple times.
Damn. Everybody keeps saying it was a shotgun. Well, I guess it was a shotgun. Damn, you take a shotgun and rack that sucker 5 times? Man, it's something ain't right with you, man. And this is somebody you know. Wow, man.
Nobody's trying to get to the bottom of that. The only thing they're trying to get to the bottom of is how to make Katt Williams responsible for it.
Yeah, he kirked off. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Like this is even more elusive than the Tory Lanez case. And Tory Lanez was there when that powing happened, but his DNA was nowhere near the firearm.
Yep.
But he at least was there. There's no evidence where Katt Williams was, and what makes him guilty is the fact that he hasn't said anything. That's what makes him guilty. Right? Because that's pretty much what everybody's saying. Because he said nothing, because he hasn't come forward, because he hasn't made a statement, because he hasn't done this publicly or done that publicly, he's guilty. And the only reason the authorities came forward to clear him from the situation is because he paid it. How many people did he pay off? I don't see y'all tripping about none of that. Like the booming of Kid Cudi's car. Part of the reason why that couldn't have been taken into consideration for the RICO charge and all of the rest of the stuff that he was able to slither out of is because it's actually been put on record that Diddy paid to have the evidence disappear.
All right.
This didn't make it in against them because it went against the statute of limitations. Like all of the people that Katt Williams spoke against on Shay Shay have actually done those things. They've actually paid authorities to get rid of evidence, to corrupt evidence, to hold evidence until things made it past the statute of limitation. Like these people actually have done all of these things. I don't see y'all tripping. I don't see them tripping. Yeah, he made it. He got off. Yeah, he beat the RICO. Let me tell you something. With as much stuff as they kept redacted and out of those court records, I find it funny that people think that just because evidence didn't get presented, then that means that you're not guilty of it. That's funny. That's just funny to me. I don't know. What do you think? Does it sound a little hysterical to you?
Yeah, it's like more and more you talk about it.
It didn't make it on court record, so it never happened.
That's true.
Can I ask you a question, Jack?
Yeah.
When you and Katt were together back in the day, did y'all talk about this crazy stuff in this industry? Were y'all talking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He told me why they were gonna make it hard for me. I mean, like I was gonna sign to his record label. I'll never forget the night he presented me as one of his up and coming artists at the Hard Rock Cafe in Las Vegas. I was walking away from, and he was offering me a space. And yet there were still compromises that I wasn't willing to make. That's why that didn't work out.
Ugh.
You know, for all of the good he's tried to do, I'm sure there's a couple compromises he's had to make. Stuff that I don't think it's anybody's place for anybody to speak about. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing that trips me out. Everybody keeps trying to rewrite history. But if Katt can sit down on Shay Shay and say all the things that he said, if I can sit here on this couch and share with y'all all of the things that I've shared with y'all, if Natanya Rubin can come forward and talk about how she was powed in the face the night that Shine was there, the night that J-Lo threw the firearm out the window, like if all of the, you know, if Gene Deal can say the things that he has said, if all of the people that can come forward and say all of these things and understand this, we ain't a group of friends. We're all not a group of friends.
Right.
We're all different people whose paths have crossed throughout the years for one reason or another, who have very similar information on regarding the same kinds of people. Correct?
Correct.
Then tell me something. How am I a liar when I say everybody know about it? See, that's the problem. Everybody's still trying to pretend like they didn't know about it. Everybody's still sitting there trying to pretend like this ain't all common knowledge. Yeah, Diddy only freaked off with 4 people. And everybody else was hired while he directed his own little personal film. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck
Y'all want to be
outta here.
stupid? Y'all want to sit there and play make-believe? You can play make-believe, but you cannot unhear what you heard. Y'all know what it is. Question is why y'all wanted to go, why y'all want to pretend so bad?
Man,
And why you
get
want
out
to
of
attack
here.
the people and go after the people that were brave enough to say something about it, to try to help spare the few that haven't got caught up into the dragnet of hell and the devil. When I think about every person that comes up to me when I walk out into this very real world and they say, thank you, you helped me, you saved my life. Thank you for your information. I was about to take my daughters to that audition. I changed my mind and then I heard this on the news and I heard about this lawsuit. Man, that could have been my kid. Man, that could have been me. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for being brave enough to come forward and say something. I'm not. And nobody else should be either.
Amen. Amen.
You just got to ask yourself, you know, the one thing that Katt said on Shay Shay that it seems like everybody missed, especially now, was that the biggest job of people in the Shluminati is to pretend like none of it's real, to pretend like none of it happens, to keep the secret, to make it all seem like, oh no, that's not happening, that's not happening, that's not happening. Isn't that exactly what's happening now?
Sorry.
Facts.
HSI runs up onto multiple properties. And they collected all kinds of things that never made it to that courtroom, did it?
That's facts. Keep
Not
preaching.
one mention of a firearm. Not one mention, even though some of the testimony said that he carried firearm.
Not one mention of what was on all that video footage.
What?
Jesus.
The way Kid Cudi's car. The way that whole situation happened. I mean, it was on court document. People were sitting there talking about it, and they still trying to act like that never happened. Capricorn Clark. Like, is everybody forgetting her testimony? I'm just trying to figure it out. Oh, it was all Cassie. Cassie was the mastermind, but she was doing it all with his corporate credit card. That means it's his money. Was she the mastermind? Like, come on. And now, because all of that stuff was redacted, and because all of that stuff was kept off the record, and for whatever reason, the feds didn't present a lot of stuff that would have made sure that he was gone forever, rather than just being gone to November. And it's not going to be November. See, that sentencing is coming. Maybe that's really the problem. Maybe that's why people got so much to say about whistleblowers and truth tellers. Maybe y'all need to find a way to drag us all the way down and to drag us all the way to filth. You think that that's going to be the thing that springs the diddler from the pigeon coop he's being held in. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. After October 3rd, there's going to be a lot of people who's going to be quaking in their boots. There's going to be a lot of knees knocking. Because the longer he has to stay in there, people are going to wonder, how long is it going to be before he turns into his dear old dad and just starts snitching on everybody?
Yep, get out, boy.
Damn, I forgot all about that. Diddy dad is a snitch. Well, he's known as a snitch. He tried to say, yeah, my dad ran with wasn't American Gangster dude. Yeah, come on, man. What's the guy name? I don't know. I can't remember his name.
He's gonna get out?
I'm saying if he starts snitching.
I mean, I don't think
Diddy is not getting out of jail, man. I don't care. They're going to give him 6 years so they can have time to come up with more charges. Diddy is not getting out of jail. Y'all remember Uncle Mike told you this. Y'all remember this.
He gonna get out.
He's gonna get out?
I'm saying if he starts snitching.
I mean, I don't think... I mean, he would have to turn over, at this point in time, he would have to turn over a whole lot. And he's going to do some time. Because unlike the public, the judge knows exactly what he did. The judge has seen all of the evidence of everything that was kept out, of everything that was redacted, of everything that wasn't presented.
That's why he gonna get 6 years.
Right.
Like that's the reason why he's still in there. If it was such a clean sweep and if it was such a neat sweep, he would have been got bound.
Right. That makes sense.
It's not that, yeah, but see, that's the danger of the media.
The judge knows that Diddy had weapons with the serial numbers scratched off. The judge know that. The judge know that the FBI got stuff on them tapes that they didn't put in this case or whatever. He knows both sides. Right? Both sides. Diddy's side got a lot of
bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
And he also know that the feds got a lot of, you got to be patient. You got to be quiet. And that's how you going to get 6 years, man. Trust me. 6 years or more.
That's the danger of the media.
6 years or more.
How many bot farms have been put to task to work the algorithm and to work the thumbnails and the storylines of what's really going on.
Right.
How many? I don't, it's sad. But what I'm gonna say is as far as Katt Williams is concerned, the one thing that seems to be the running theme with this tragedy that's happened to Reggie Carroll's life and his family's life is that y'all really not making it about what happened to him. Y'all really are just making it about how to destroy Katt Williams' credibility so nobody has to believe what he has to say, because he's the last of the whistleblowers that y'all haven't really touched up on yet. It's just funny it's all happening around this time.
Right.
Auspicious timing. And I'm not sitting here saying that, the passing of Reggie Carroll was some kind of great conspiracy plot to set up Katt Williams so that they could, devalue him as a whistleblower or whatever the case may be, and whoop-de-whoop-de. I'm not saying that at all. And I don't want to hear anybody even trying to remotely put those words in my mouth. What I'm saying is the one thing that I know for sure is that they will take any opportunity that they have to trash and disgrace and destroy anyone who was brave enough to tell the truth, even this man's passing. Because the truth is, they should just be talking about him. They should be, what's his best joke? Why ain't y'all telling those stories? Y'all just want to talk about what a pit bull and what a dog he was, what an animal he was, and how, he had to be pulled in line because he would just, go crazy on people and like stop. Y'all ain't doing that man no justice telling that story. Why are y'all telling that story? Like, I never understood that. I never understood people who are the victims of heinous crimes or terrible ordeals, and people want to go and find a way to dirty them up after they passed away on the low. Do it low key on the light. Like, okay, he was a security guard and he knew how to protect people. That's fine. But for those of us who really didn't know him all like that, and there's a lot of people in America who never heard his name before and did not know who he was, guess the one thing that they do know now? That he didn't know what to do with himself or his hands from time to time, and people had to help him get himself together because he would just go crazy and he was the kind of guy that if he loved and cared about you, he would just go run up on somebody even if you weren't there and get you on the phone and let you know that he's got this person cornered and that he's willing to knock their teeth out and he's willing to do this and he's willing to do that, and you had to tell him, no, it's cool. Like, what a story to tell about somebody you called a friend who died in this mysterious way and we still don't know the evidence of it? Does that sound like a good story to tell? I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... yeah, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound like a good story at all.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't sound like a good story. Yeah, that's the kind of friend he was. That's the kind of person he was. Yeah, he called me on the phone and he had to do right there and told me he was gonna do this and he was gonna do that. And I had to tell him, no, Reggie, chill, let him live. Like, really?
Really?
That's the story of all the stories. And even if you wanted to tell people that he was that kind of committed friend to do that, you could have saved us some of the details, because the truth is what you make him sound like is that he was a loose cannon waiting for somebody to come and put him down. Am I wrong?
Right.
I mean, am I the only person that's
Yeah, yes. Man.
That's how they're making the people that so-called support him, the people that so-called care about him, the people that so-called, think this was so terrible. Y'all are sitting there making this man sound like he was looking for that on the low. Because that was what his character was. Multiple people. I've heard 15 different people say this online about how he wasn't no joke, how he would knock person out, how people had to calm him down, how he was a this and how he was a... It don't sound like y'all want him to get justice. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. If I was that prosecutor and I was listening to all of that, it might change the way I look at some of the evidence. Funny thing is, all y'all running y'all mouth the way y'all running y'all mouth, y'all might actually be doing the person that took his life a favor. On the low. Am I wrong?
No, that's right. That's internet today.
You know how many black men I know, including my own son. The anniversary of his passing, 7 years gone on the 9th of this month. A bunch of people got together and said that my son was responsible for what happened to him. That he was this menacing character. And so the boy Caleb that took his life, even though there was no harm, there was no danger, and that boy ran back and put 8 holes in my son while he wasn't even looking. He was bending down to pick something up off the ground, and when he stood up, he put 8 holes in him. And even though it was investigated as a homicide, because of all of the nasty testimony and all of the terrible things, it made it real easy for the district attorney's office over there in Fort Worth to say that my son was responsible for his own death. I mean, it wasn't plausible. There was more than enough for them to go forward with the homicide charge. But from what I was told, from what I heard, money got passed around, made it easy for people to change their mind. You know, same thing happened to Proof from D12.
Proof?
They blamed him. You know, his character and his this and his that. And his homicide was not ruled a homicide. Like, it happens to a lot of people. What y'all trying to do? Y'all trying to help Trinell get off? Because if you keep running around telling stories about, you know, what a goon he was, maybe those Mississippi police officers will feel the same way.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
It's beyond crazy.
What's the cost of
what's the cost of fame now, Jack?
Apparently life and death. That's what it's looking like to me. What's it looking like to y'all?
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Is it looking like it's worth it?
No.
When I made the phrase and coined the phrase, hip hop is a graveyard, I wasn't bullshit. And I didn't realize how accurate I was. But it's not just hip hop, it's entertainment as a whole. What do you think of my new cruelty-free sweatshirt?
I like it. I like it.
You know, the one thing that I love about this is right here by the earring, there's a QR code. And when you scan it, Easter egg of art and all of that, you know, me having to find a new way to be creative and to share my creativity with the public. I have to do this because the industry cannot be trusted in any way, shape, or form. Look at all the people that we lost this year so far. All these suspicious things. The death of Malcolm Jamal Warner, very suspicious.
Very suspicious.
And still no real answers on that. The death of Angie Stone, very suspicious. Still no answers on that. Now, Reggie Carroll is gone. And though he wasn't as, much of a household name as these other names that I just mentioned, he's becoming one because of, are we gonna, you see what I'm saying? Do you see
Yeah.
what, like, it's wild. And meanwhile, people are more worried about Diddy getting out of jail so the rest of the industry don't have to go to jail. And it all leads right back to what Katt Williams had to say. The biggest job that someone has in the Shluminati is to pretend like there is no Shluminati. That's what everybody's doing right now. But for anybody to try to take him and tie this to him when the authorities aren't, and then they got to come up with all kinds of conspiracy theories and speculation to get people to believe that Katt Williams is responsible for this man's death in some way.
In some kind of
y'all
way.
have all of the evidence in the world of exactly how monstrous Diddy and all of his friends are, and everyone that he's worked with, and all of you that are attached to this corrupt system. But y'all don't want to believe that even when the evidence is in your face. Isn't that funny?
Mm-hmm. They want to believe the lie.
You could take the evidence and you could shove it in their face.
And they want to believe
like
that
you
lie.
shove a dog's face and piss to let them know don't do that there no more. And they'll pretend like they don't see nothing. But they love weaving and crafting and coming up with all of these stories so that they can punish the people who ruin their little wet dreams about, the industry or whatever. Like it's...
Look,
Yeah.
Jack, before we get out of here, I just gotta ask, I just have to ask you about this. I know you probably
What?
have something to say about this, but Dr. Umar.
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
What are your thoughts on him?
Oh my Lord.
Do I gotta have a thought? I mean, y'all asked him about me when he sat on this couch, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah, we did.
And what was his response?
I can't remember exactly what he said. I don't want to misquote him. Do you remember?
But I think somebody said he said, like he pleaded the fifth and said he has no response.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Something like that.
He wouldn't speak on you.
And you know what? I should do him the same kindness. But the one thing that I would say about it is
I should do him the same kindness.
Whether or not he's a fraud, whether or not he's not, he was a meal for a lot of content creators this year. Like, I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be feasted on. I know what it's like to have your name abused and taken advantage of.
Right.
Honestly, earlier today, there was a content creator I'd never seen before. And it was so elusive because he was actually using...
My bad.
Poetic Flacco's commentary that he did on Dr. Umar. And I thought it was a new video from Poetic Flacco, the way he had it cropped up, and then come to find out it was just a reaction video of the reaction that Poetic Flacco was having off of another reaction. And
that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and for whatever reason, I decided it's been over 30 seconds. He's going to get credit for the view. Let's hear what he's got to say. And he was just sitting there trashing Umar. Oh, man, this guy, man, you could tell he's a scam artist. You could tell he's a fraud. And man, he been collecting money for all of these years. And he got 75,000. Then it was 750,000. I mean, the truth is he sounded like he was weeded out of his mind. He could barely remember what the commentary was. He just knew that he was going to get clicks and views because he was trashing Umar. Then he sat there and said he's probably not, he ain't no real doctor. He don't have no real... That's not true. Umar did go to school. Umar does have his accreditation. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's active to be doing what he's doing, but you know, and then he sat up there and oh man, and you got all these money from these people and you ain't even show them no building plans and you ain't even show them this and you ain't even show them that. But Umar did. He has buildings. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a physical location for the school, but this guy gets to sit there and just because everybody else said it, he gets to say it too, Satan. See, something happens to one person and the whole internet gets to do reaction videos on it and gets to make money off of it.
Damn.
And gets to build their channels. Meanwhile, the very content creator, I went and I checked his stats. I can't even remember his name. That's how not memorable he is. He's got a little over 2 million views, but he's had his channel since 2014. I've had 7 channels deleted in the past 3.5 years. I'm on my 8th channel right now, the Jaguar Wright effect. I got almost 7 million views in less than a year.
Oh, total.
And that's being suppressed as I'm building it up. With still less than 100,000 subscribers on my channel. You know, it's just funny to me. You know, and then you got other people running around with this social blade and talking about whose channel is rated this and how much money they get and pocket watching, and meanwhile they doing all of this stuff. Like it's just wild. It was like the Diddy trial ended and the content dried up, so people had to find a name. You know, they had to find somebody to jump right back on me again. But then that wasn't working too good because they couldn't completely make a fraud out of me. So then they ran down on Umar, and now the situation with Reggie happens right before the sentencing, and now it's Katt. You know, it's like it's the predatory nature of how all of this stuff works. And then to go and find out that 51% of it, and possibly more at this point, because that's what was found in 2024. It could be more in 2025. It's not even real. It's just a bunch of bots. So it's basically the internet feeding the internet with a bunch of crap. And, you know, everyone's getting real sue happy these days, and everybody wants to sue a person for this and sue a person. Can you sue an AI content creator for lying? Because 2/3 of the lies that are told about me, and I'm going to research myself, come from AI channels. Can I sue them for defamation?
I don't know.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
But people still making money off of it. Whoever owns the AI channel is still getting that bread. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like, for me, I don't know. I can't speak on that man's finances. I can't speak on, I'm not interested in speaking on his intimate life, which is really funny because that's what they use to run down on him. Like it wasn't like people came after him because we have evidence of fraud and we can prove he's a fraud and this and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. No, it wasn't that. It was some chick who was clout chasing him.
This is his
who
school.
Decided to sit with every duplicitous, content creator that, could go after him. And then boom, that created the frenzy. And then it was, oh yeah, he's a fraud. And then they want to do wellness checks on his elderly mom. Like,
this is Dr. Umar school, y'all.
Like strangers from the internet sending
one
people
of the buildings
to invade his mother's privacy. Like, ain't that wild?
Yeah.
Like, and meanwhile, half of the people that was promoting him was the main ones jumping on the hate train this summer to talk crap about him. And I say it all the time. They build him up and they make money off of him going up. And then they ride him twice as hard coming down and they make twice as much money tearing him apart.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I talked to some people in the FBA community, and they said, Jag, stay away from that. Don't stick up for him. He's a fraud. He's a this, he's a that. And I'm like, all right, I hear you. But what I don't understand is if everyone knew he was a fraud all of this time, why did y'all keep promoting him? Why didn't somebody come up and say something before now? Like, why would y'all let him go for almost 15 years if you knew he was a fraud all along? And more importantly than that, if y'all was going to come after him and have, a woman sitting there talking about all kinds of intimate stuff like that because he's this predator, then why didn't y'all just go after him and go and get all of his female victims to come forward? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like there was a much more ethical way to go after him if that's what was going to happen. But I don't think it had anything to do with ethics or morality. I think the Diddy content dried up because the trial was over and people needed a new meal. Like, I swear to God, fucking YouTube is like hungry fucking hip hop.
This is the second building right here.
Right.
Like, just, it's wild. Meanwhile, you bring a relevant story forward, like the Demore Hadley story, and people are sitting there acting like you're trying to inject them with HIV. Can't even get them to talk about it. Wonder why. I don't know if you guys know, I was mentioned in her sanctions lawsuit. Her mother came after her for sanctions.
Didn't know that. Did not know that.
Yeah. Had to pay her mom, had to pay out money because she did interviews on YouTube. And I wasn't personally mentioned, but the name of the series was mentioned, and I was said that they said I was mentally ill just like her. Like, they said this on court record. Y'all been knowing me for what, over 5 years now?
Yes, I feel like it's been a little bit longer, but yeah.
Am I mentally ill?
No.
No, I'm serious. Like,
no, I'm serious.
Am I crazy? Am I mentally ill?
I'm serious too. No.
No.
Why do people get to say it every day, all day? Why do they just get to sit there and lie? Why do they get to sit there and defame my character? It's what do I got to say about Dr. Umar? Welcome to the party, dog. Welcome to the party. They've been feasting on me for a long time. I wouldn't have wished it on you. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, honestly. But this is what it is. Welcome to the party, dog.
Welcome to the party, Jaguar.
Is that a good enough response?
Yeah. That's it, man. That's crazy. Well, Jag, man, you already know you're always gonna have a place speaking here at Real Life. Always. So
well, I appreciate that. And if you wouldn't mind letting anybody know, if they wanna, this was painted by Art. Art he's a really awesome art teacher and an artist, and he has a channel here on YouTube. But when he interviewed me last summer, he actually sketched this while we were live.
Oh, cool.
He did it with Apollo Santo, and Odell did the design, and yeah, this is our new cruelty-free hoodie for people who want to support what we're doing, what we're trying to create, what we're trying to build. It's not easy, but if anybody's interested, send them
right.
on over.
We need one for sure. Definitely, we got that shrine over there. So.
Well, the awesome thing is that we've made it interactive now. So there's actually a new song that's unreleased that's attached to this.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to be making it an interactive experience for any of the merch that we have. So when you get a piece of whatever merch we have, clothing that we have, or whatever the case may be, you might get a live performance video. You might get a special podcast, or you might get a song or an EP. It all depends.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what we're doing now. What do you think?
I love it.
Awesome.
Most definitely.
So yeah, until we meet again.
Yeah. Well, you know we're gonna see you in about a month. I say.
Yeah. I'm curious to see. You know, people are getting geared up now.
Mm-hmm.
Those sentencing recommendations ain't looking so short. Regardless of what anybody online had to say. You know, I'll never forget the day of his verdict. There were so many people that came by that had so many nasty things to say. You said all that about Diddy. He got a slap on the wrist. We'll see.
Yep, we will see.
We'll see.
We
A lot of
will
people
see.
did a whole lot of early celebrating. You know, that's
Too
the hardest
early.
thing in the world is just to sit back. You just gotta be. But what do I always say? My best receipts in the world are time and reality. We got a little bit more time and there's more reality coming, I know.
Facts.
Woo, what a journey. Well, y'all be good. Until next time.
Real life. Hey, y'all, check it out, man. I actually, I drove up to Delaware, man. I drove up to Delaware. That was some of the footage of me up in Delaware. Y'all want to see one more real quick? I like to show this right here with the kids.
Huh?
That's recording right now.
Huh?
It's recording right now.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Not from Delaware.
Huh?
Not from Delaware.
You not? That's all you wanted to say?
From Philly, but I don't know how I really like that, but I got a little something.
He said he got a little something. He said he not. There he go. There he go.
Yeah.
And he said he better, y'all. He be what? I thought y'all gonna go up that way.
He is a better one.
Watch this, y'all. Little
He
man.
better?
Shout out to Little Man.
That's a man right there. He great grew up to be a man.
He better ain't going.
Y'all the most fun.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. He had a nerve to wave at the camera. He's still going.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
So-
this way. Yeah, go up and down this way.
So, this is the raw footage. I just want to show y'all a little bit of it and everything. But I went up to Delaware, and I was up there for 2 days. And the second day it rained, but I filmed just a little bit. But I'm curious, man, because there's like 3 other buildings around these buildings that like on the street or whatever that is unoccupied. It looked like a kid's reading, learning, and I got all the footage and stuff. And it seems like to me, real talk, it seems like he's actually putting all his focus on one building, and the one across the street is still boarded up. It needs more work than what you would think. But one thing I can say is all the buildings got very, very good roofs. The roof looks crystal clean. It looks perfect. The roofs on all the buildings look very, very good. Wonder how I know that because of the drone footage. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get on up out of here. Jaguar's right, man, and I think that Katt Williams, this is one of the things that I think people don't realize about social media. You don't have to put your information up there. I wish that Ramir is fighting this thing. Y'all know about Ramir, the allegedly Jay-Z's oldest son and the daughter. If you have court cases, if you in trouble or the police is investigating you, the worst thing you can do is start getting on social media pleading your side of the without your lawyer. And I know Katt Williams got some lawyers and they saying, whatever you do, don't even like nothing on social media. Stay off social media. Don't do nothing. And his kids. And one thing that Jaguar said that I gotta agree with, he has kids. He has kids that he adopted. He can't be around that mess. And this man is a millionaire. These people, he's helping them out, but that's work. I can't be at that house. I can't. This is why you got to separate from your real life and the kids. Keep all that stuff separated. So when he finished work, he go home. That's why he wasn't there. This is a business. This is I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing online because my lawyer and my publishers and everybody told me not to. And I don't care what. My hat goes off to you, Katt, for real. My hat goes off to you because I know good and well he's like, man, I ain't got to prove nothing to these people. I already did that part. That's why they saying my name. Come on, Katt. When you gonna say something? When you gonna say something? I'm gonna say something when I get good and ready to F you. And the horse you rode in on. I ain't got nothing to say until I'm ready to say it. Katt, you don't owe none of us any explanation. And who is there to say that Katt didn't call? Rest in peace, Reggie. The family. Even the guy that got locked up, he probably talk to their family and everything and say, I'm sorry for what happened. I don't know what happened. I'm just like y'all. I wasn't there and I want to know what happened. All these people calling him. All his real friends. Friends. How many of us had them? His friends is who he's talking to. And he probably relaying messages to them through your friends, man. Please tell him, let his brother know. I feel so sorry and all this stuff. But now we want to jump on social media thinking that he's supposed to jump on social media. I wish that was me, man. I'd be like, I'm letting y'all know now. F y'all. Well, anyway, man, I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm putting the videos and stuff together right now about me going to Delaware and checking out these buildings and stuff. And I'm going to get on up out of here. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.